guys, so it's Jen again. As I said last time, I am mostly an animator, never read or watched Game of Thrones before, so first time viewing. And this is Mel, she's joining me again. She's read the book, I think, or the TV show?
Watched the show.
She's watched the show, but she hasn't read the book yet. So she's just going to be following me through in case I get any names wrong or I just can't read like certain things. Okay, so let's go back where we left off to 2. Okay. The morning had dawned clear and cold, with a crispiness that hinted at the end of summer. They both set forth at daybreak to see a man beheaded, 20 in all, and Bran rode among them, nervous with excitement. This was the first time he had been deemed old enough to go with his lord father and his brothers to see the king's justice done. It was the 9th year of summer and the 7th of Bran's life. Robb thought he was wielding his sword sworn to, was it Mance Radar? Radar?
Men's radar, yeah.
Radar? I almost said radar. Like, radar. Mance Radar. The king before the wall. It made Bran's skin prickle to think of it. He remembered the half-tales old Nan told them. The Wildings were cruel men, she said. Slavers and slayers and thieves. They consorted with giants and ghouls, stole girl children in the dead of night. That's a weird phrase to say, girl children. Girl children.
Right,
girl children, okay. In the dead of night, and drank blood from polished horns. And their women lay with the others in the long night to sire terrible, oh god, half-human children. It almost looks like it says Huffleman in mine, like Huffman. So half-human?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got different species of people, I guess. Half-human children. But the man they found bound hand and foot to the holdfast wall, awaiting the king's justice, was old and scrawny, not much taller than Robb. He had lost both ears and a finger to frostbite, and he dressed all in black, the same as a brother of the Night Watch. Ah, okay, so we got these guys again. Except that his furs were ragged and greasy. Robb and John sat tall and still on their horses, with Bran between them on his pony, trying to seem older than 7. He's so young. He's so young, he's on a pony. Trying to pretend he'd seen this all before. Over their heads flapped the banner of the Starks of Winterfell, a grey direwolf racing across an ice-white field. Okay, so we have Night Watch and then Winterfell. They're 2 groups, are they?
Winterfell is kind of a group, but it's like a location.
A location? Okay. So they live in that sort of area. Okay. Bran's father sat solemnly on his horse, long brown hair stirring in the wind. He closely trimmed beard was shot with white, making him look older than his 35 years. He had a grim cast to his grey eyes that day. He seemed not at all the man who would sit before the fire in the evening and talk softly of the age of heroes and the children of the forest. He had taken off father's face, Bran thought, and donned the face of Lord Stark of Winterfell. Okay, so yeah, it's a place. He's the lord of the place. Okay. Finally, his lord father gave a command, and 2 of his guardsmen dragged the ragged man to the ironwood stump in the center of the square. They forced his head down onto a hard black wood. Lord Eddard Stark, all right, dismounted, and his ward Theon Greyjoy. Okay, that one I think I can read. Brought forth the sword Ice. That sword was called. It was as wide as across a man's hand, and taller than even Robb. The blade was Valyrian steel, spell-forged and dark as smoke. Nothing held edge like Valyrian steel. His father peeled off his gloves and handed them to, oh god, Jory Castle? Gory? Oh my god. Gory?
Jory, maybe?
Jory? Okay, I'm going to go with Jory. Apologies if that's wrong. The captain of his household guard. He took hold of the ice with both hands and said, "In the name of Robert of the house of..." Oh god.
Baratheon.
There's a lot happening.
Baratheon. All the names though.
Very European, but oh my goodness. The first of his name, King of the Andals, and Rhoynar of the First Men, Lord of the 7 Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm, by word of... Oh god, I've forgotten already. Eddard. I've forgotten it already. And the House Stark, a Lord of Winterfell and Warden of the North. That is a long title. It's a long title. I sentence you to die. He lifted the greatsword high above his head. Bran's bastard brother, Jon Snow. Oh, this is the famous one.
Yes, you know this one now.
It's the only one I know. All I hear is people talk about him, so he must be the famous one. Brother Jon Snow moved closer. Keep the pony well in hand, he whispered. Do not look away. Father will know if you do. Bran kept his pony well in hand and did not look away. His father took off the man's head with a single sure stroke. Blood sprayed out across the snow as red as summer wine. One of the horses reared and had to be restrained to keep from bolting. Bran could not take his eyes off the blood. The head bounced off a thick root and rolled. It came up near Greyjoy's feet. Theon was a lean, dark youth of 19 who had found everything amusing. He laughed as he put the boot on his boot on the head and kicked it away. Ass, Jon muttered. Low enough so Greyjoy did not hear. I feel like there's a lot of brotherly tension here.
Sort of brotherly tension. They're not exactly brothers, but they're close enough, you'll soon see.
Alrighty. He put a hand on Bran's shoulder, and Bran looked over at his bastard brother. You did well, Jon told him solemnly. Jon was 14 and an old hand at justice. The deserter died bravely, Robb said. He was big and broad, with growing every day, with his mother's colouring, the fair skin, red-brown hair, and the blue eyes of the Tullys of Riverrun. He had courage at the least.
Tully.
Tullys? Oh
Yeah.
God, what? Tullys? I've heard that before, but I forgot what it means. No, Jon Snow said quietly. It was not courage. This one was dead of fear. You could see it in his eyes, stark. Jon's eyes were grey, so dark they seemed almost black, but there was little they did not see. He was of an age with Robb, but they did not look alike. Jon was slender, whereas Robb was muscular. Dark, where Robb was fair. Graceful and quick, whereas half-brother was strong and fast. Okay, so half-brother. Yeah. Robb was not impressed. The others take his eyes, he swore. He died well. Race you to the bridge? Done, Jon said, kicking his horse forward. Robb cursed and followed. Bran did not try to follow. His pony could not keep up. He had seen the ragged man's eyes. He was just thinking of them now. Poor kid's being traumatized.
I know, so young.
Oh my goodness. So deep in thought was he that he had never heard the rest of the party until his father moved up to right beside him. Are you well, Bran? He asked, not unkindly. Yes, father, Bran told him. Robb said the man died bravely, but Jon says he was afraid. What do you think? His father asked. Bran thought about it. Can a man still be brave if he's afraid? That is the only time a man can be brave, his father told him. Do you understand why I did it? He was a wildling, Bran said. They carry off women to sell them to the others. His lord father smiled. Old Nan has been telling you stories again. In truth, the man was an oathbreaker, a deserter from the Night's Watch. No man is more dangerous. Okay, so he died for not being loyal?
I guess so. They take it very seriously at that time.
Yeah, seems so. The deserter knows his life is forfeit if he is taken, so he will not flinch from any crime, no matter how vile. But you mistake me. The question was not why the man had to die, but why must I do it? Bran had no answer for that. King Robert was a headsman, he said, uncertainly. He does, his father admitted, as did the Targaryen. Okay, I've heard this before in like the in fandoms. Okay. Targaryens. Okay, we're gonna get through this. Kings before him. Yet our way is the older way. The blood of the first men still flows in the veins of the Starks, and we hold to the belief that the man who passes the sentence should swing the sword. If you would take a man's life, you owe it to him to look him in the eyes and hear his final words. And if you cannot bear to do that, then perhaps the man does not deserve to die. I do like the masculinity, how it's portrayed in this sort of.
And he's very like
honor. Very honorable and knightsman and that sort of thing. Very Viking-like.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, it's like very Viking. I'll go with that. One day, Bran, you'll be Robb's bannerman, holding a keep of your own for your brother and your king, and justice will fall to you. When that day comes, you must take no pleasure in the task, but neither must you look away. A ruler who hides behind paid executioners soon forgets what death is. That's a really good line too, actually. There's a lot of good ones in here.
It's a well-written book.
That was when Jon reappeared on the crest of the hill before them. He waved and shouted down at them. "Father, Bran, come quickly. See what Robb has found." Then he was gone again. Jory, I'm going to forget his name every time, I think. Yeah. Jory rode up beside them. "Trouble, my lord?" "Beyond a doubt," his lord father said. "Come, let us see what mischief my sons have rooted out now." They found Robb on the riverbank, north of the bridge, with Jon still mounted beside him. Robb was cradling something in his arm. While the boys talked in hushed, excited voices, Jory, I remember this time, Castle, and Theon Greyjoy were the first to reach the boys. Greyjoy was laughing and joking as he rode. Bran heard the breath go out of him. So if they're all brothers, they've all got different last names.
Well, then usually maybe half brothers.
Okay, so I'm just wondering if they're all half brothers. Okay. "Gods!" he exclaimed, struggling to keep control of his horse as he reached for his sword. Jory's... And it's gone again. It's gone, Jory. I have to think of the word glory, and then I might put a J in front of it, and I'll get it. Oh. Jory's sword was already out. "Robb, get away from it," he called as the horse reared under him. Robb grinned and looked up from the bundle in his arms. "She can't hurt you," he said. "She's dead, Jory." Yay. "What in the seven hells is this?" Greyjoy was saying. "A wolf," Robb told him. "A freak," Greyjoy said. "Look at the size of it." Bran's heart was thumping in his chest, half buried in blood-stained snow. A huge dark shape slumped in death. Ice had formed on its shaggy grey fur, and the faint smell of corruption clung to it like a woman's perfume. Bran glimpsed blind eyes crawling with maggots. Oh god. A wide mouth full of yellow teeth. But it was the size of it that made him gasp. It was bigger than his pony, twice the size of the largest hound in his father's kennel. "It's no freak," Jon said calmly. "That's a direwolf. They grow larger than any other kind." Theon Greyjoy said, "There's not been a direwolf sighted in the south of the wolf in 200 years. "I see one now," Jon replied. Bran tore his eyes away from the monster. That was when he noticed the bundle in Robb's arms. He gave a cry of delight and moved closer. The pup was a tiny ball of grey-black fur, its eyes still closed. It nuzzled blindly against Robb's chest as he cradled it, searching for milk among his leathers, making a sad little whimpering sound. Bran reached out hesitantly. "Go on, Robb," he told him. "You can touch him." Bran gave the pup a quick nervous stroke and then turned as Jon said, "Here you go." His half-brother put down a second pup into his arms. There are 5 of them. Bran sat down in the snow and hugged the I keep trying to think it's a werewolf.
Werewolf?
Yeah. The snow and hugged the wolf pup to his face. Its fur was soft and warm against his cheek. Oh, it's adorable.
But now you can see like they're all half brothers, not all of them, but yeah.
Because I was wondering why they all had last names included.
You know, at the time, like people stepped around and stuff, maybe.
Different heirs. Concubines exist. Direwolves loose in the realm after so many years, muttered Helen?
That was right.
Oh, thank God for that. I was about to say, don't say Helen. The Master of Horse. He's the Master of Horse?
Okay. The stables.
"I like it not. It is a sign," Jory said. Father frowned. "This is only a dead animal, Jory," he said, yet he seemed troubled. Snow crunched under his boots as he moved around the body. "Do we know what killed her?" "There's something in the throat," Robb told him, proud to just have found the answer before his father even asked. There, just under the jaw, his father knelt and groped under the beast's head with its hand. A foot of shattered antler. Tines snapped off, all wet with blood. A sudden silence descended over the party. The men looked at the antler uneasy. No one dared to speak. Even Bran could sense their fear, though he did not understand. His father tossed the antler to the side and cleansed his hands in the snow. "I'm surprised she lived long enough to whelp," he said. His voice broke the spell. "Maybe she didn't," Jory said. "I've heard tales. Maybe the bitch was already dead when the pups came." I was not expecting that. "Born with the dead," another man put in. "Worse luck." "No matter," Helen said. "They may be dead soon enough too." Bran gave a wordless cry of dismay. The sooner the better. Theon Greyjoy agreed. He drew his sword. Give the beast here, Bran." The little thing squirmed against him if it heard and understood. "No," Bran cried out fiercely. "It's mine." "Put away your sword, Greyjoy," Robb said. For a moment he sounded as commanding as their father, like the lord he would be someday. Okay, so he's the eldest?
He's the eldest, yes, and he'll take over the place someday.
All right, let's go keep sequence. Who's...
Yes.
I know the youngest is 7.
The youngest, and he's so protective of the pups already.
It's very cute. We will keep these pups. You cannot do that, boy, said Harwin, who was Hallin's son. It'd be a mercy to kill them. Halin said. Bran looked to his lord father for rescue, but got only a frown, a furrowed brow. Halin speaks truly, son. Better a swift death than a hard one from cold and starvation. No, he could feel tears welling in his eyes, and he looked away. He did not want to cry in front of his father. Rob resisted this stubbornly. Sir Roderick's red bitch whelped again last week, he said. It was a small litter, only 2 live pups. She'll have milk enough. She'll rip them apart when they try to nurse, Lord Stark, John said. It was strange to hear him call father that, so formal. Bran looked at him with a desperate hope. There are 5 pups, he told father. 3 male, 2 female. What of it, John? You have 5 true-born children, John said. 3 sons, 2 daughters. The direwolf is the sigil of your house. Your children were meant to have these pups, my lord. Bran saw his father's face change, saw the other men exchange glances. He loved John with all his heart at that moment. Even at 7, Bran understood what his brother had done. The count had come right only because John had admitted himself. Oh, that's an
He's trying to pups. Oh.
That's really sweet. Just be like, this is an alternative, but
He made the father happy as well.
He had included the girls, included even Rickon,
Rickon.
The baby, but not the bastard who bore the surname Snow. Okay.
Jon Snow, so he excluded himself, as he said.
Okay, so he's the bastard kid, the illegitimate child. All right. The name that custom decreed be given to all those in the north unlucky enough to be born with no name of their own. Their father understood as well. You want no pup for yourself, John? He asked softly. The direwolf graces the banners of House Stark. John pointed out, I am no Stark, father. Their lord father regarded John thoughtfully. Rob pushed into the silence as he left. I will nurse him myself, father, he promised. I will soak the towel with warm milk and give him suck from that. Me too, Bran echoed. The lord weighed his sons long and carefully with his eyes. Easy to say and harder to do. I will not have you wasting the servants' time with this. If you want these pups, you will feed them yourselves. Is that understood? Bran nodded eagerly. The pup squirmed his grasp, licked his face with a warm tongue. Okay, responsibility at least. Responsibility for the kids. Okay, their father's a little bit softer than I thought. I thought he was going to be very...
I think he'll always be seated to his own kids, but then he has to be harsh because he is in charge of an area.
Yeah, being a chief and all that. But he seems really nice. I like the relationship here.
He was really good in the show as well.
I liked his design. You must train them as well, their father said. You must train them. The kennel master will have nothing to do with these monsters, I promise you that. And in the gods' help if you neglect them, or brutalize them, or train them badly. These are not dogs to beg for treats and slink off at a kick. A direwolf will rip a man's arms from his shoulder as easily as a dog will kill a rat. Are you sure you want this? Okay, yeah, I like that he's taken into account that it's literally wolves.
Yes. But oh my god, I want one too.
They didn't pursue. Yes, Father, Bran said. Yes, Rob agreed. The pups may die anyway, despite all you do. They won't die, Rob said. We won't let them die. Keep them then, Jory. I have a bone to pick with Jory. I can't say his name. Everyone else is fine. Desmond, gather up the other pups. It's time we head back to Winterfell. It was not until they were mounted and on their way that Bran allowed himself to taste the sweet air of victory. By then, his pup was snuggled inside his leathers, warm against him, safe for the long ride home. Bran was wondering what to name him. Halfway across the bridge, Jon pulled up suddenly. What is it, Jon? Their lord father asked. Can you hear it? There, Jon said. He swung his horse around and galloped back across the bridge. They watched him dismount where a direwolf lay dead in the snow. Watched him kneel. A moment later, he was riding back to tell them, smiling. He must have crawled away from the others, Jon said, or been driven away. His father said, looking at the 6th pup. His fur was white, whereas the rest of the litter was grey. His eyes were as red as blood as the ragged man who had died that morning. Bran thought it was curious that this pup alone would have opened his eyes while the others were still blind. An albino, Theon Greyjoy said with wry amusement. I have not seen that word in a long time. This one will die even faster than the others, Jon Snow gave his father's ward a long, chilling look. I think not, Greyjoy, he said. This one belongs to me. Symbolism too, and he's got iron like his name. And it's different from the others because he's different. Oh my gosh, I love that. I do love him. Yeah, I can see why he might be a big like fan favorite because even I'm gushing right now.
Wow.
He seems really cool. Like I really enjoyed that. Like just seeing the family dynamic. It was great. And just going off from the show as well. Like the pups look adorable when you see them in the show. They're so cute. I actually can't tell if they're real or CGI, but either way they look adorable.
Oh, actually at the start they were just dogs as puppies. Then once they had to grow bigger, they had to get rid of them from the show, I think, because they couldn't make a dog as big.
Oh. Okay, so Mel has just shown me, since we were talking a lot because puppies, cute, adorable, obviously. She just showed me a picture of what the direwolves actually look like when they start getting bigger, because as they're described in the book, they're like ferocious, they're huge, they're bigger than an average wolf. The puppies on the show, really adorable. They're so cute. I don't know if they're real or CGI, but they're adorable, they're cute. And she's just told me that I think they've used real puppies, and then as they got bigger, they've had to sort of, I guess, replace them. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's they use actual dogs or CGI. I haven't got that far, but it's just interesting to know that like I'm really happy at least the dogs sort of grow with them because that's adorable. Yeah.
Cute.
So yeah, direwolves, really interesting. Can't wait to see what other plots involve them. I just love dogs. I love dogs. I love hearing about it. One thing that I noticed about the book is that sort of from the chapters, we sort of go from the previous chapter with all the snow and those oh gosh, what were they called again? The dead zombie
White Walker?
those things. Yeah, the dead walking crazy things to whatever's happening here. So one of the parties run away from that scene, and then we've opened on sort of his execution, from what I'm gathering. But I've noticed in the show they sort of have a little bit of exposition to show the village, to sort of establish the kids. And there's a shot of, I think it's John's mother looking at him in sort of a way, because we find out he's sort of a bastard child. Yeah, like not really like one of the others.
Not really hostile.
Yeah, so that was cool to just see that established, where I think it just jumps into the book and you don't find out till later in the chapter that he's actually an illegitimate child. And I was like, okay, that's why they've all got different last names and things, and they even said half brothers, so that's that. So I'm wondering, they've all got the same father but they've got different mothers.
Not all of them have different mothers, but Jon Snow has a different mother from House Stark.
Okay. Yeah. Because there's a lot of names that were dropped in here. I'm hoping I can remember all of them, but yeah, there's a lot of names here. One thing I really like, of course, again, is like the really poetic way things are described, such as the corruption hanging to it like women's perfume. That's like such a good way to, because we've all walked past someone like an auntie or something who has perfumes, just you really it's there.
Yeah.
It's really strong. So like the smell of death is often described as quite strong, and I think that was a good way of doing it. Like something's dead and it smells it's very strong, like woman's perfume. So I really like the way that's done. One thing I will give like the show credit for is that I really like the establishing shots of like you feel immersed in the world. You like in here it says things like they're pressing up against their leather and stuff, but in the show I can actually see how they would dress. Like I really like the sort of Viking look of it all. They've got the fur coats on them, they've got like, you know, the beard. You can really see like the height status between everyone.
Yes.
And how like their father looks, and even how like small the boy looks.
Yeah, you like that description.
I like
the big rugged man over there.
She's calling me out. But yeah, I really like how the show really takes what's in the book and like really pushes that costume design, the setting design, like out in the field and all that.
It looks really cool.
And in turn, of course, the book is just as gory as the show. The show, sometimes I'm just not prepared for like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting this is R-rated and there's blood everywhere. And like just the visceral descriptions in the book, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that on screen now. That's pretty accurate to what it is. And other thing I really like is the establishment to especially John, Rob, and Bran, like sort of the brothers, like dynamic. That's the word. Yeah, just the dynamic and how sort of each brother relates to each other. Like there doesn't seem to be a lot of viciousness or anything. They seem to really like each other. There's a really good relationship. I kind of understand how they sort of feel, and I really like how that's like come across where I guess I can see the playfulness in the show, but I think I saw it more in the book. Just that description of them playing around, having a great time, how John's like stood up for his little brother is really nice. So I really enjoyed that. Any final thoughts?
No, I think we're all good. You said it all. Said it very well.
Thank you. And one other thing, I think just before I finish with that, just the description of the father as well. I thought he was just going to be a really stereotypical, like hard-hitting chief, but some of the lines he says I really like, especially being a brave man, and the dying with honor and all that sort of thing, and the hard decisions you have to make as a chief while still trying to be like a caring father. I really like that characterization. They could have just made him like a really like typical you can't cry boy sort of man, whereas that he's like, I know it's hard, but you can't look away. This is what it means to be the leader of your tribe, which I really enjoyed. Added a lot to him.
And he's teaching the kids like good values as they grow up, so that's really good.
It kind of reminds me of if anyone's seen How to Train Your Dragon, of Hiccup's dad.
Oh
he kind of reminds me of that. That's just the vibe I'm getting. That's like animated show.
Kind of movie. A bit more stern, I feel like.
Yeah, a bit more, but like this is for adults. But yeah, I really liked how that was presented. It was great. Can't wait to read more. Oh, wait, hang on, no, do it again.
Oh no,
I dropped it. I dropped it. Sorry, I can't remember where it is. There it is.
It's not the one.
No, it's like after this one.
This?
Yeah, this one. Okay. 3, 2, 1. So we don't have a cover at the moment, but the title's all on there. You can see it pretty much. Yep, that's the plot right there. Again, if you want to support us, please, like, link in the description. Got the book, Choose Your Own Adventure. It's been really great so far. This is a sneak peek of how the pages look like. Wonderful art. Story's pretty great too. So again, link in the description. Just please, if you want to get it, it's great. It's fantastic. We're really, really proud of it. Thanks.